My neck with the brick, I put that on my game. Boy, you ain't game, but you probably a snake. You niggas want peaches, you niggas is lame. I need me some change, I need me your chain. My neck with a kilo, I feel like Sub-Zero. My bitches is emo, my shirt with a kilo. 22K, I put that on my watch, and I watch for these haters, these niggas won't watch. This is ice, yeah.
What up guys, Kage here. Today I'll be giving you What If Naruto Had a Geass Part 1. So, you already know to like, subscribe, and share. Now let's get started to What If Naruto Had a Geass Part 1. So, in this What If, Naruto would be repented in the village, same how he was in the original. He'll be mentally and physically abused. They would beat him for hours on end. Naruto tried fighting back, but it just didn't work. So Naruto would enhance his mental strength, sneaking into libraries and reading countless books on end, all the way up until he was 9 years old. At this age, Naruto is the highest ranking student in the academy, in everything requiring smarts, but he lacks in other abilities such as taijutsu and ninjutsu. So Naruto would go home every day and think of ways to enhance his physical capabilities. Then Naruto thought, what if I use my chakra in my fist and my legs so my kicks and punches are faster and hit harder? Naruto would then think this idea was a good idea, but how will he be able to perfect his chakra control? Naruto would then try to shape his chakra into his arm, but then when he punched, a gust of wind would come out of his arm. Naruto would then think, and then he would say to himself, this is what people call nature transformations. So, Naruto would begin to start punching and kicking over and over again, and the gust of winds coming from his punches would make cracks into his walls. Naruto would then say just as he expected. Naruto would then go to the academy the next day and would be assigned to fight Sasuke Uchiha, the #1 student in the academy. Naruto would then smoke as the round starts. Naruto would focus all his wind chakra on his leg and send Sasuke flying out of the field. Naruto with a shocked face would then say, your winner is Naruto Namikaze. Yes, in this What If, people know Naruto is Minato's son, but they don't think of him as the 4th Hokage's son. They think of him as a father killer, a tailed beast, a murderer. The academy would then end, and Naruto would be going for a walk through the woods. And then he would see this green-haired girl getting bullied. Naruto then blitzed these men, knocking them out. Naruto would then help up the green-haired girl and ask if she was okay. She says she's fine, but then would ask Naruto would he like a special power from her. But in return, you owe her her wish. Naruto would then agree. Naruto would then proceed to see all the girl's memories. Suddenly, a group of enemy ninja would appear. Naruto could just tell from their auras that they have the intent to harm both him and this mysterious girl. Naruto would then activate this power this green-haired girl have gave to him. Then he would say, Naruto Namikaze commands all of you to die. Once Naruto has said that, all the men pull out kunai and they stab each other in the throat, killing them all. Naruto would then put 2 and 2 together, seeing as his ability is to make anybody follow his wishes or desire just with direct eye contact. Naruto would then help up C2. She would then say, the name of your ability is Geass, and my name is C2. You will help make my wish reality. Naruto would then say, follow me. I guess we are allies now. Now Naruto would then lead her to his house saying, well, I will be off to the academy, so you'll stay here and I'll be back around 3. Naruto would then leave. Naruto would arrive at the academy Naruto would go to open the door. Suddenly, the door burst open and Sasuke would punch Naruto. Sasuke would then request a rematch, calling Naruto a demon. The class would be chanting for the two to fight. Haruka would just say screw it, and then they would head out to the yard. Naruto and Sasuke would then go to the yard, beginning to fight. Sasuke has his tutor mode Sharingan from training, so Sasuke is keeping up with Naruto's wind kicks and punches. Naruto notices and does a backflip and punches a hole in the ground. Sasuke would then put all the chakra he can in his feet and would blitz at Naruto full speed. Just as he is about to reach Naruto, another Naruto popped out of the hole, punching Sasuke in the chin, paralyzing Sasuke on the ground. Then Naruto would say, I quit, and would jump over the gate, heading home once more. Once he reached his house, Naruto would go to his room and pack all his stuff, and he would tell C2, we are about to leave this village. Both C2 and Naruto would head to the village gate, where Sakura would be at the village gate waiting for them since she followed them. Sakura would then ask where the demon and this cute, mysterious girl are going. Naruto would then activate his Geass and would say, I, Naruto Namikaze, commands you to forget you ever saw us or knew us. Sakura would then walk past Naruto and C2 as if nothing ever happened. Naruto and C2 would then proceed to head out of the village. Naruto would then see a cave, and tell C2, this is where we will rest for the night. And then we'll go to this village called the Hidden Sand Village. I have a person there I want to recruit to our team. Naruto and C2 would set up base at this cave. At the morning time, Naruto and C2 would wake up, and Naruto would tell her, okay, it's time to head to the Hidden Sand. Naruto and C2 would reach the Hidden Sand after 2 days of traveling. They've been relying on cactuses and desert animals, you could say, for food and water. They would reach the Hidden Sand gate, and the two Hidden Sand guards would then say, who are you and what is your permission with the Hidden Sand Village? Naruto would then activate his Geass, telling both of them to stab the wrist. They would both stab the wrist, knocking them both unconscious. Naruto would then wrap up the wrist, saying he just wants them to be unconscious, not to kill them. They would then head into the Hidden Sand Village, and they would see a crowd of people. Naruto would then say, think we found our person already. Naruto and C2 would push through the crowd, and they would see this red-haired boy having rocks thrown at him, but sand is protecting him. Naruto would walk into the middle where the person we know as Geass is sitting there crying. He would ask Geass of the Sand, would you like to join me in my forces? The one-tailed Jinchuriki, cause me myself is the 9-tailed Jinchuriki. God would then look up and say, yes, anything better than this dreaded village. Naruto and God would then walk out with C2. Naruto has now accomplished his objective he wanted in the Hidden Sand Village. Now, C2 is wondering what Naruto would do next, so she would ask, Naruto, why are you going to the Sand Village? What are you planning to do? Naruto would then turn around and say, my plan is to capture all the Jinchurikis and form a squad of Jinchurikis, and we'll make our own village to stop the hate of Jinchurikis that goes on in every village. C2 would hear this and say, God would hear this too, and he would just agree. So now, he says, the next stop is the Hidden Cloud Village for the 8-tailed Jinchuriki. C2, Naruto, and Gar would be flying on Gar's sand. Now, normally it would take us a week or so to travel to the hidden sand. But with Gar's sand and his massive chakra resolved from the One-Tails, they made it to the hidden cloud in about a day or so. Once they reached the hidden cloud village, Gar would then knock out the guards with his sand. And they would head in, and they would see the Kage and multiple people surrounding this little kid. Naruto would say, that's our target. Naruto would then tap the Kage on the shoulder. The Kage will look at the kid, and he'll say, what do you want? Naruto then activate his Geass, Geassing the Kage, telling him, forget you ever saw me, and tell these crowd of people to back away from the Jinchuriki. The Kage would agree, and the Kage would tell the crowd to back off of the Jinchuriki of the 8-tails. The crowd will all back off, and then the Kage would walk away, forgetting he ever knew who Gar and Naruto and C2 were. Naruto would then walk up to Killer Bee, telling him, join us. We're the squad of Jinchurikis. We will make our own village after we capture all the Jinchurikis. Join us, 8-tails. Killer Bee would then say, yes, I will join you guys. Now, Naruto's squad has now been put in the bingo book, because the hidden leaf, the hidden cloud, and the hidden sand have already been reported of losing their Jinchurikis. So now, all the villages would summon at 5 Kage Summit. Well, at this 5 Kage Summit, they will discuss the disappearances of the Jinchurikis. So then, the team of Jinchurikis, who we will call Team Shadow, hear about this 5 Kage Summit. Then, Naruto, the leader of Team Shadow, will then say, Team Shadow, we currently only have 3 Jinchurikis, the 9-tails, the 8-tails, and the 1-tails. Meaning, we are strong, but our objective is to collect all 9 Jinchurikis. So, at this 5 Kage Summit, we will make our president known, starting a world war. Now, once this war is started, we will go into hiding for 5 years until we're about 14. During those 5 years, we will train and try to become perfect Jinchurikis. And once we raid this 5 Kage Summit, the other Jinchurikis from the other villages might abandon the village and go searching for us. So, let's go Team Shadow. So, once all the village leaders reach the 5 Kage Summit, they then begin discussing how they have lost their Jinchurikis. Then, suddenly, a flash of yellow, red, green, and white light flashed beside all of them, and then all of the Kage signs for the villages fall down. When they look up, they see Naruto, Gar, C2, and Killer Bee standing on the ceiling. The third Hokage would then smoke saying, so Naruto made his own little team of Jinchurikis. So Naruto would then say, we are Team Shadow, we are a team of Jinchurikis, and we will make our own nation and destroy all the 5 nations. Then they all suddenly disappear. And this meeting is being live broadcast to the whole entire world. So basically every single person in the world knows who Team Shadow is, including the Jinchurikis. So then Naruto, Naruto, and Killer Bee, SC2 of course, they will all begin training. So now we're gonna time skip 4 years. Team Shadow has gained 2 more Jinchuriki. That being the 7 tails and the 2 tails. So now they have Fu and Yugito. Now, Naruto isn't a perfect Jinchuriki yet, but he can use KCM1. Gara, he's a perfect Jinchuriki with Shikaku, and he can use Shikaku to its fullest power while being in control. Killer Bee, same as with him, he's a perfect Jinchuriki. Fu and Yugito. Fu isn't yet a perfect Jinchuriki, but she's powerful nonetheless. And Yugito, she's a perfect Jinchuriki. So we time skip a year. They gained 1 more tailed beast, being Roshi. So they now have the 9 tails, the 8 tails, the 7 tails, and the 4 tails, and the 2 tails, and the 1 tails. So everybody there is a perfect Jinchuriki. Now there is no current 3 tails holder. So then Naruto would then say, C2, how about we go find the 3 tails and seal the 3 tails inside of you? C2 would be like, as long as you accomplish my wish, I am fine with any of your desires. So then, Team Shadow would then go looking for the 3 tails. Now, the Akatsuki is still a thing, but they're not going after villages because they know about Team Shadow, how Team Shadow is a team consisting of rogue and Jinchuriki ninja. So the Akatsuki plan on joining with the Jinchurikis and forming their own team, where Team Shadow and the Akatsuki are one. So Team Shadow eventually finds the 3 tails in this lake. Naruto says he got this. He makes a giant Rasengan, which Naruto has learned, and slams it into the 3 tails, knocking the 3 tails unconscious. Naruto would then do a few hand signs, and his Uzumaki chains would then come out his back, wrapping up the 3 tails. And then, once the 3 tails has awoken, Naruto would then say, 3 tails, would you like to be sealed inside of this green-haired girl and join your other fellow tailed beasts? The 3 tails would then nod its head. Naruto would then perform a sealing jutsu, sealing the three tails inside of C2. See, C2 is not affected because C2 is freaking immortal, so like she's not affected. So now Team Shadow has every single tailed beast other than the 5 tails and the 6 tails, so they only need 2 more tailed beasts. Sasuke has already abandoned the village because he sees no point in it. All he wants to do is kill Itachi. That's it. Sasuke has heard about Team Shadow, about how they have every single tailed beast other than 2, but Sasuke doesn't care. Just wants to kill Itachi. And Sasuke thinking to himself, if Team Shadow gets in the way of killing Itachi, then he'll just have to kill them too. Then the 5 Kages would call another 5 Kage summit. Then they would say, we need to discuss about Sasuke Uchiha leaving the Leaf Village and Team Shadow gaining way too many tailed beasts than they should. And we must discuss how the Akatsuki. So the 5 nations are under a lot of pressure right now. They got a lot of things to worry about. So they will call the 5 Kage Summit. Now they're all in the room talking about the Akatsuki, Team Shadow, and Sasuke. Then White Zetsu would then appear from the table they're talking. Like from the table, you would come up from the table and he would say, I'll give you 5 Kage. Then Itachi would then appear behind the Raikage. Pain would appear behind Tsunade. Kakazu would appear behind Inoki. Kisame would appear behind Mei. And Sasori would then appear behind the 5th Kage, who's going to be Lady Chia. So now the 5 Kage have 5 rogue ninja behind them. Then suddenly, that sounds stupid. Suddenly 7 shadows appear. And 7 shadows, they will go on top of the roof. Not the roof, but like the ceiling of the 5 Kage Summit. And those 7 people would be Gara, Yugito, C2, Roshi, Fu, Killer Bee, and of course, Naruto. Then another flash of red light would appear in the doorway. Now this flash of red light would be Sasuke Uchiha in a Akatsuki robe. So Sasuke has already fought Itachi, but they thought Itachi had died, but White Zetsu was able to give Itachi some Hashirama cells, making Itachi's sickness just go away entirely, and then Itachi would tell Sasuke the truth and all that. Sasuke would join the Akatsuki. So then the 5 Kage building. So we have the Akatsuki, Team Shadow, and Sasuke Uchiha surrounding all of us. The Raikage would then go into lightning chakra mode and would charge at Team Shadow. Naruto would then activate KCM2. He would dodge it, kick the Raikage in the stomach, sending him flying out of the 5 Kage Summit building. Then all the rogue ninja would then begin fighting the respected Kage. Now, Team Shadow, the Akatsuki, and Sasuke and Uchiha would subdue all 5 Kage. Killer Bee would then use his ink jutsu to basically stick every Kage onto the wall. Then Team Shadow would then tell all the 5 Kages to give up the Kage spot, and him and his team will make their own nation where everybody can be reunited and there's no hate for the Jin Cherokees. Tsunade would then take off her Hokage hat. Inoki would take off his Stone Village hat. Mei would take off her Mist Village hat, but the Raikage would refuse to give up his Kage spot. Killer Bee would then take off one of his swords and he would cut the Raikage's head off. So then all the Kages would then take off the Kage head and they would agree to join Naruto and Team Shadow's village. Naruto would then say okay, and Killer Bee would release the ink from the 4 Kage, I would say. And then Team Shadow, the Akatsuki and Sasuke would disappear. So Team Shadow, during the time skip, Team Shadow was able to subdue the Raikage, Orochimaru, and they would then proceed to take Yamato. So while the 5 Kage summit was happening and all, they had Yamato building the village. So then Naruto would then broadcast it live to everyone how they would be making their own village. Now, any villagers from any foreign villages are welcome to joining. And then they would say, there are only one rule in place with this village. It's no disrespecting Jin Cherokees or disrespecting anybody. Everybody is equal on their own terms. Now, every person from each village would begin to flood up this massive village built by Yamato. Then Naruto would then say, I don't see the Akatsuki anywhere nearby. Let's go to the Akatsuki and Sasuke. So the Akatsuki would then say, we the Akatsuki, we do not abide by Team Shadow's ambitions. We were just walking together for the simple reason to destroy the 5 Kage. Now that the 5 Kage no longer exist, we can make our move. We will take every Jin Cherokee we can find. Then we will plant them in the ghetto of Maza. And then we will once again summon the Ten Tails. And that's where I'm going to be ending What If Naruto Had a Geass Part 1. So, a lot happened in this episode. So this series might be shorter than most, but it's going to have longer parts since it's going to be shorter. So it'll basically be like the length of a normal What If, just get what I'm saying. But that's it for today. SomeMizuGaming signing off. See you guys later.